So today we are looking at the OmegaLinux 2.2. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. So I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a VMware with 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So let's wait and see how much of time it takes to load up the desktop layout. So here is our login screen. I think the username is Sweetheart. Not Sweetheart, it's Sweetwater. So let's type in. Yes, it is. The username is Sweetwater. So here OmegaLinux, it took almost like 2 minutes to load up the desktop layout. So let's first change the display settings and go to their official website to get some of the information. Monitor settings. Here are the available resolutions. So my monitor resolution is 1920x1080, but we don't have anything like that there. So I'm going to choose the 1360x768. Click on apply. OK. So about. So let's go to the official website. The browser you get is a Chromium web browser. So let's launch the web browser. And the system tools, let's open the task manager. So the CPU and RAM is almost here. So it's let's first check the about, and I'm going to say everything here. So here are all the processes running right now. So there is no lag or anything like that. Everything is working fine. So we can consider this as a lightweight Linux desktop. So I'm going to keep the task manager in the right side corner throughout the video so you can see all the changes. So here is the more details of the process. So it's consuming just like a 600 MB and CPU is almost pretty good. So nothing is more here. So let's type in the OmegaLinux in the browser. Let me first check the about Chromium browser. And the version you get is a 125. So let's make it smaller so you can see the task manager throughout the video. So I'm going to search with the OmegaLinux. Let me type in the search term. OmegaLinux. So the CPU is consuming a lot here for some reason. And memory went up to 666. So I'm going to search this in the Google instead of start page. Start page is also good, but we are not getting the exact link. So let me try it in the google.com. Let's search now. So there is like a, because of the CPU, it's like there is some lag. I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason I got some random language. I think I was using Thailand or Vietnam. I don't really remember the server. Let me paste and search OmegaLinux. So there is no link here. So I found this on the DistroWatch. So I'm going to go through DistroWatch and find this link. Let me try DistroWatch first. Let's open the link. Let's scroll it down. So the CPU is consuming a lot here. I'm using a i5 12 CPU, which is a 1240p. But as you can see, even it's lightweight, it's consuming a lot of resources. The RAM is also going almost up to 750 MB. So let's scroll it down and get the link of the OmegaLinux. So here is the OmegaLinux. So this is the URL. It's pretty much long to even search. Even when you try the OmegaLinux in the Google, you can't find it. So most lightweight Ubuntu based distro, but the CPU is not pretty much stable for some reason. I don't know why. It's going up to 1% and it's going up to almost 70-80%, and RAM is almost 700 MB. So in my virtual machine, it's almost not stable. So if you want to try it, you can try it on your own. OmegaLinux is a lightweight OS with the LXDE desktop environment. So it's a lightweight Linux distro, but the resources are not pretty much stable for some reason. Maybe when you install it on your hard disk, maybe that should be a difference. But for some case, it's pretty much unstable on my virtual machine. So, and it's based on the Ubuntu 22.04.4 LTS with nice UI that is suitable for installing on older machines. And it is much lightweight than OSes like Windows 11. Windows 11 is you can't compare with Windows 11 because it's a lightweight, and Windows 11 has a lot of apps. I'm not with the Windows 11, or I'm not against any of the Linux distro. I'm just saying the basic things. When you are using, you can easily find out that things. So you can compare it with other Linux distros. Windows 11 is I know it consumes a lot of resources, and other Linux distros like Ubuntu Kylin. Ubuntu Kylin is way worst Linux distro in my opinion. I never want to make a video on it because you can see my previous videos, because it's a lot of pain to make even a video on that Linux distro. I'm okay when you say it's lightweight with the Windows 11 and Ubuntu Kylin. So warning, OmegaLinux doesn't have warranty. Damages made to the system are user responsibility. So that's the reason I always say in my every video, it's always a good option. Go with the live boot, or maybe in the virtual machine, then go with the hard disk, because it's always a good option. When the Linux distro is unknown, you need to be very careful to install whatever the operating system in your main hard disk or a main operating system or a work PC. Never install any type of operating systems which are unknown. Always try it in a live boot, or maybe in the virtual machines like a VirtualBox or VMware, whatever you want. So after satisfied, and if you get all the information that it's safe, then go with the installation. So the minimum requirements to run OmegaLinux is 1 GB of RAM or more, 1 core CPU with 1.5 GHz clock speed or more powerful, and a 17 GB hard drive or more SSD is also supported too. And I'm using a 8 GB of RAM, and CPU is almost like a 1240p. It's a 1240p CPU which is i5. You can see the specs in the official website from the Intel, or maybe in the Google. You can see how much speed it is. But even if I have like i5 1240 and 8 GB of RAM, it's a bit of delay and lag here and there. And CPU is almost you can see the CPU is not even stable. But if you want to try it on your own, you can try it. Just type in this URL, or you can just go to the distro watch and find the link there. So I'm not going to provide any of the links because it's unknown Linux distro, and I don't want you to risk that. If you want to test it, you can test it on the virtual machine or VirtualBox. Don't try it in the main PC or work PC. So when you click on download, it's going to take a few seconds here. So here is some of the information. So let's see what it is. So OmegaLinux 2.2, as you can see when I was scrolling down in the browser, it is a bit of lag. Not a bit, it's a heavy lag. And as you can see, CPU is also again going up and down. So there is a lag when you use in a live boot, but I don't know how it performs when you install it on the virtual disk or a hard disk. It's a live boot. So kernel version you get is 5.10 205 locos, LXDE 11 slim, 22.04.4 base, we already saw that, bash 5.1.16, Neofetch 7.0.0, and remote snap. So let's click the download, and it is taking us to the GitHub page. So let's wait. So there is no smooth or any like what you call it, like a easy usage or the transitions, all those things. There is a lot of lag when you use this Linux distro. So that's they are all the thoughts of mine. So if you want, you can try it on your own. The OmegaLinux 2.2 LXDE desktop, the file size is around 1.78 GB and it's 2 weeks ago. The username is Sweetwater. Instead of Sweetwater, I said the Sweetheart for some reason, I don't know. So updated packages to their latest versions, latest build, OLinux based on 22.04. So you can just click on this first file or the first link, and we should be getting our downloading started here. So it's almost a 1.8 GB. I'm using a VPN, so there is a bit of slow. It should be speed or maybe less when you use it on your internet. I'm going to close the browser and let's find what are the applications we get and what are the things we see in the terminal. So let's make it bigger so you can see properly. So let's check the terminal version, LX terminal 0.4.0. Let me type in INXI. Hit enter. So the command not found. Let me try to copy and paste. Hit enter. It's going to take a few seconds to install. Instead of waiting for that, let's check some of the desktop features. Here is the volume options. Let me type in Y. Hit enter. Network and connections. You can edit your connections, connection information, all those things. Date and time, screen lock, and power options. About panel, panel settings, appearance, panel applets, advanced. So I think it's installed. Let me try it now. INXI. So let's first change the color so you can see properly. Display, advanced, shortcuts, maybe style could change, palette. I hope you are properly seeing. So let's try other colors, maybe like Tango could help. Maybe other colors. Let's try the X term. No, it's you can't properly see that. Let me change to other color. Maybe solarized dark. I think Tango should be good. Not the Tango. Let's see another one. I think solarized light should be good. So I'm going to keep it solarized light. Let me type in INXI-b. Hit enter. So here is some of the information. You can just pause the video and read everything on your own. So if I go through all those things, it's going to take a video lengthy. Usually my videos after showing basic features, it's going to take 20+ minutes. So I don't want to make anything longer than that. So here is the graphics, networks, all those information. Let me type in another command, which is INXI-F. So here is the information. So let me type in INXI-G. Hit enter. Let me type in cat:/etc/issue. Hit enter. Now the Neofetch. So here is the Neofetch. So let me type in INXI-SV8. So we got almost every information of the distro. So you can try the desktop maybe. So here is the desktop also. So let's close the terminal. Let's go with the installation. So this text file install Sweetwater 2024-0608 seems to be an executable script. What do you want to do with it? Let's execute. So it's going to take a few seconds here. So it says as a lightweight, but the CPU is not pretty stable, but the RAM is pretty much good. It says as its name, it's a lightweight when you go with the RAM, but the CPU it's not stable for some reason. So the installer is still not opened. Instead of waiting for that, let's check all the applications. So the pre-installed applications are all those things, as you can see. These are all from the Debian: communication, web browsing, programs, science, mathematics, shells, system, administration, hardware, monitoring, viewers. Here are the games, help, screen locking, saving. Under the graphics, internet, sound and video, system tools. So you basically don't get any of the bloatware applications or anything like that. You just get the basic applications from the OmegaLinux, like 2 or 3 applications, and others are from the LXDE desktop environment. So let's get back to the installer now. So first, these are all the same things when you try to install the Linux distros. Language. First choose the language, click on continue. Keyboard layout. So again, these are all the same installation steps, so there is no complicated things in the installation. Choose your keyboard layout, click on continue. So updates and other softwares. Download updates while installing Ubuntu. This saves times after installation, but the option is not pretty much available right now. Install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. You can check this if you want. Click on continue. So it's going to prepare the Ubuntu drivers. Usually this will take like almost 30 to 40 seconds in my laptop. I don't know how it performs or how much time it takes in your PC. So there is a lag again when moving the installer, and CPU went almost like a 70-80% for no reason. So you get the basic things in this Linux distro. So if you are a distro hopper, you can try to test this Linux distro on your own and tell your thoughts on this Linux distro in the comment section. So it will help others who are trying to use this Linux distro. So there is a major lag when even moving the applications. So this computer currently has no dedicated operating system. What you would like to? So if you want to single boot, you can go with this option. If you want to dual boot or do something else, you can go with these options. So if you don't know how to install the Linux distro, or if you don't know how to install the operating systems on your main disk or a virtual disk, you need to watch tutorials of other channels. I already made a 3000 videos. I don't properly remember in which Linux distro I installed on the hard disk or a virtual disk. So that's the reason it's a better option. Go check other videos, like 5 to 6 channels. Go check like 5 to 6 videos, and if you're satisfied and if you know what you're doing, you can install it. So again, this is unknown Linux distro. It's a better option. You go with the live boot or maybe in the virtual machine, install it on a virtual machine. So I'm saying it again because it's going to ruin your PC. They clearly said it's your responsibility, and I'm going to say the same thing. It's your PC, you should be responsible for what you're doing. So these are all the options you get, and when you click on install, you should be installed in like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It clearly depends on your PC. If you have like a good end PC, it should be quick, and if you have low end PC, it should be more or less like 5-10 minutes more or less. So that was the installation, because I don't want to install this Linux distro on my virtual disk, because I need to make another video, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, or else you can just watch the video and check other channels. I don't have any issue with that. So I can't make a stress test because there is no applications available. So basically the stress test is in every Linux video or in every Linux distros, I'll make this type of test. I randomly open like maybe 15 to 20 random applications, like a bit of resource consuming applications, to see whether it will handle the day-to-day task. Like I open those applications and switch the applications, and like I will open the applications instantly at once, maybe like 15 to 20 applications. So if the Linux distro will handle without any crashes or anything, so it's pretty much good to use those Linux distros day-to-day tasks, for the day-to-day task or for the normal user. So if you are a pro user, you already know how to use those Linux distros and all those things. You don't even want to watch, you don't need to even watch my channel also. So that's the main objective of that stress test. But in this case, there is no applications available, just the file manager and the Chromium web browser and some of the applications which doesn't consume a lot of resources. So that's the case. Like this, I am trying to explain how the stress test will be done. Like I will be opening like all the applications, most of the available applications, all those things which are available right now, and I will switch the applications like this by going in the taskbar and trying to switch the applications to see whether this Linux distro will handle the stress test, and whether if we see any crashes or anything, so that's a clear answer that you shouldn't use that Linux distro, or maybe you should skip that version of that Linux distro and wait for the stable, or you can just use the previous version. So that's the main objective of the stress test. But in this case, there is no heavy resource consuming application other than the Chrome. Chrome will consume all the Linux distro, all the resources. You already know how much of resources the Chrome browser will consume. So it's a Chromium browser or Chrome browser, all those things based on the Chromium. So it's going to, you know how much of RAM it consumes. So let me show you the task manager. So it will be consuming as you can see here, Chromium. Sorry, I'm trying to say Chromium, but it's almost always I'm saying like Chrome. So these are all the resources right now. So let's check about the applications and end the video, because we pretty much covered everything. So before that, let's check some of the desktop features like wallpapers, all those things, and end the video. So we already saw the version of the Chromium browser. Here is the image viewer, and here is the file manager. You can go check applications from here too. Office, you don't get any applications there. Home folder, desktop. Here you can all customize things. So these are all the things available. You know how the LXDE desktop environment and LXQT, all those lightweight desktop environment will be. So there is nothing here or any pre-installed applications. So it's a lightweight, and you don't get any bloatware applications other than like 2 or 3 applications from the OmegaLinux. So let's check the wallpapers and end the video, because we pretty much covered. So if I forgot anything, do let me know in the comment section. And if you have any topic of new Linux distros or any unknown Linux distros, you can let me know in the comment section. And try to search that Linux distro in my channel, because I pretty much cover like 3000 videos of every Linux distro which is unknown, or maybe previously like 10-12 years ago's Linux distro, almost done every videos. So if you want to say any topic, or if you want to make me to make a content on that type of Linux distro, do let me know in the comment section. So you don't get any of the wallpapers here. Let's check all the wallpapers. So there is nothing here, just some system wallpapers. So you need to add everything on your own, but keep that in mind that CPU is consuming a lot of resources in my laptop. But if you try to test it, do let me know in the comment section. It's the same case you are facing, or maybe it's in my PC. So it can't be in my PC because I have the latest CPU and I have the almost 20 GB of RAM, and I kept almost 8 GB RAM for my virtual machine. So I don't think it's an issue from my side. I don't properly think that should be a case. So if you face the same type of issue, do let me know in the comment section. It will help others too. So at the end of the video, these are all the resources. The RAM went up to 600 and 700 MB and came back to 481 MB. And I can't say anything about the CPU because it's going to 1% and it's touching almost 7%, 70%, and it's almost 0% now. For some reason, CPU can't be at 0%. I don't know how it's doing that things, and it's saying as a 1% now. And there is a lag, and as you can see, can't even properly move the scroll bar here, and it went back to 50% again. So I'm going to end this video. So if you want to check other video, I'm going to post after this video. There will be 2 videos available every day. So if you want to consider subscribing, you can do that, or else you can just watch my video and check other channels too. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out.